In 3072, the clan Cloud Cobra branch of the Society unveiled their own two variants of the Basilisk, both of them quads. Using them required either lobotomized pilots or the Feralize drug, both repugnant options for every pilot. In the past, the clans had explored the concept of quadruped protomechs and found them unviable. Although technically feasible, none of the test pilots could effectively control these war machines that deviated too much from their own humanoid form. This was a predictable outcome due to the control mechanism used within protomechs. The early Smoke Jaguar scientists had presented their findings to the warriors, which accepted their conclusion. However, the Society decided to revisit the idea, targeting the primary hurdle to Quad ProtoMechs, the human brain. Scientist Mariko, a member of Clan Cloud Cobra, took a disgraced warrior of the aerospace phenotype and performed surgical procedures to adjust and remove brain function associated with higher thinking. The result was an individual with a more animalistic disposition, prone to using all four limbs for mobility, akin to many mammalian primates. This modified subject succeeded in controlling the mobility of a Quad ProtoMech testbed, but only with Mariko handling the necessary cognitive functions. This experiment definitely proved that the human brain could operate a Quad ProtoMech, prompting efforts to develop a chemical alternative to the crippling surgery. The culmination of this project was the powerful drug known as Feralize. While users of Feralize could still communicate on a basic level, long-term consumption led to a constant state of frenzied aggression, comparable to drunken rage. Dosages had to be carefully adjusted to maintain the tactical utility of the users. Unfortunately, Feralize was also highly addictive, and even minimal doses often resulted in permanent dependency. The model retained the external resemblance of the Basilisk, but it dramatically altered the standard doctrine. The transformation into a quad enabled the Basilisk ProtoMech to move with greater speed, while the armor was largely concentrated and replaced with a heavier, but more dangerous, electric discharge plate. It also used the Quad ProtoMech close combat weapon system, featuring an elongated tail, clawed feet, and a spiked head ridge. The result is a protomech that wants to maul the enemy in close combat. The Quad Basilisk played a significant role in the protomech forces deployed by the Society and featured prominently in their campaigns, including the Sec of Foster. A key factor in its deployment was the Society's ability to scavenge parts from regular Basilisk production. Designed for close quarters combat, the Basilisk employed, once in proximity, primarily frenzy attacks to deal substantial damage. These attacks were truly effective against unarmored infantry, but in some instances, Quad Basilisks managed to disrupt battle armor, protomechs, and vehicle formations with only minimal support. Variants. Basilisk Quad. Introduced by the Society, the quadrupedal Basilisk is completely different from the bipedal version with a higher top speed. A close combat specialist, it is equipped with a single SRM-4 with 10 reloads, and a set of claws, whipping tail, and head spikes. For protection, it carries electric discharge protomech armor, capable of disrupting control systems in other units. Basilisk Quad B. Another Society creation, this variant also incorporates electric discharge protomech armor, enhanced melee weapons, but replaces the SRM with a larger engine and an experimental protomech myomere booster, leaving the Basilisk B with nothing but melee weapons and its EDP. With these changes, the Basilisk B can walk at 86 km per hour with a burst speed of 160 km per hour. This allows the Basilisk B to sprint into the middle of an enemy formation, execute a physical attack, and then break contact. This thing is a brawler in the poorest sense of a word, made to enter melee combat as quickly as possible, with Feralize pumping through the veins of its operator. The Basilisk B can encircle nearly anything it wants with its incredibly high speed. Considering the source of these designs and the necessary measures to operate them, it is highly unlikely that any will be found in the home clan Tumans once they have rebuilt. It seems that they were annihilated together with the organization that created them.